we're back racing in Canada, and we have some predictions for you. All right,
Please
babies.
talk into the microphone.
We are so back. We're back. Dude, the breaks have sucked. They've really been disruptive, and it's been even more disruptive. And Alex and I were talking about this pre this recording, is that there's been like no real good, meaty, juicy things in terms of like F1 news to like sink your teeth into or to keep you kind of hyped going into the next race. There's been like sprinkles of things and there's things to talk about, but think about it from a media perspective. There hasn't been, and it's been quiet. It has been so, like, part of me is like, did the media just disappear from F1 for the last 3 weeks? And they're just like, yeah, we have nothing meaningful to talk about, but we do have things to talk about. So let's talk about them. And then we're going to get into predictions. And so we're switching up the format a little bit this time. So we always have the questions and the predictions through the various questions that we have. Now we're doing driver head-to-heads. So we're literally going to go down the grid, each one of the drivers, who's going to beat out their teammate in the feature race, which I'm very excited about because I think there's going to be the obvious ones, and then there's going to be those ones that teeter on the edge that's going to warrant further discussion. But J-Dubs, you wanted to talk about George Russell, Mr. Ruskies, for his elevated let's just call it bitch status, right? let's call it George Russell elevated bitch status that has existed post. That is literally existed post Miami.
I'm gonna keep doing it until he realizes.
What, J-Dubs, what is your take on George Russell now? Like, in terms of his, now that we're a few races in, he's been handled by Antonelli for what, 3 races straight, both in qualifying and feature races, and I believe even in the previous sprint race, he's just been handled. And there looks to be a lot of Mercedes love given to Kimi Antonelli and not a lot of coddling given to George Russell. George Russell seems like he's just kind of been like brushed to the side. So what do you think?
A lot of things, honestly. I'm going to start with George needs to get his shit together. Pardon my French, but I think it's getting to a point where he has to lock the hell in. And he's going to a track where he has a lot of success. This weekend is going to tell me a lot about George Russell and whether he's going to be a world champion this season or not. If he goes ahead and gets manhandled again by a 19-year-old, I don't think he has it in him. Because going into this recording, boys, I was thinking this is looking a lot like 2025 in the sense that everyone was heavily favoring Lando to be a world champion. And then Oscar all of a sudden pops up and was like, nope, I'm here. And it's painting out to play out similarly.
But even more early. Like
Even more
earlier signs.
Yeah.
I think we feel that it's earlier because we lost Bahrain and Saudi Arabia.
No. It's earlier, and the context of what Corey's saying is because Oscar came in 2023.
Oh,
and he
100%.
He was a fast driver.
Yes.
F2, F3.
But could manage his tires. It had some learning to do.
Exactly. He had some learning to do. 2024, glimpses of brilliance. And just that, and then 2025, holy shit, I might be champion. Kimi coming in his rookie year and being on fucking podiums and just ripping it. Like, he was a little out of control in a couple of races, but he legitimately posed a threat.
He made the rookie mistakes that rookies are supposed to make, but he also put in performances that rookies shouldn't be able to put in.
Have no business putting in. Like his performance in Sao Paulo, I agree. 100%.
That's your context, right, Corey? That's what you were alluding to.
That's
exactly
what you meant?
Yep.
Then I totally agree. But listen, we've given George Russell our fair share of hate on this podcast, and whether it's warranted or not.
You've given your fair share. I've been a Russell. When I pick my predictions, I pick Russell.
Fine. I'll take it all, man.
I think
we all hate him. It's okay.
It's okay, Corey. Like, you can come out of the closet now.
I don't like him.
We can all hate George Russell together. But over this break, I developed an even bigger disliking to him because of a certain comment that he made. And mind you, I don't have the direct comment in front of me, but it was something around the lines of, if I would have started in Formula One like 5 years earlier, I'd have a couple of world championships to my name.
Which is a crazy thing to suggest.
Gentlemen, let me go through the 2000s, because George Russell entered Formula One, if I'm not mistaken, in 2017.
17 or 18.
Let me go through the Formula One grid with you for 2012.
No. You know, it was a little more than that. It was 2018.
I know.
18 or
Well,
19?
whenever Lando and Alex Albon came in, that's when George came in too. And
So it
I'm
would have been
pretty
18 or
sure it's
19.
2017 or
Yeah,
18.
but he was the first year he was a reserve driver for Williams, and then he came on board for Williams.
Yeah.
Remember that first atrocious year that Williams had like 1 point in that whole season? I think it was like 2017.
Well, regardless, boys.
This is before Latifi. This is before.
This is the grid.
Yeah.
This is the grid that George Russell would have come into when he says that if he would have come in 5 years earlier, he'd have a couple world championships.
Riff him.
Vettel, Alonso, Raikkonen, Lewis Hamilton, and Jensen Button in a damn McLaren. Mark Webber, Felipe Massa at Ferrari, a young Romain Grosjean at Lotus, who was actually really damn good. Nico Rosberg, Sauber Checo Perez, Force India Hulkenberg, Kamui damn Kobayashi, Schumi in a Merc, and then guys like Pastor Maldonado, Bruno Senna, rookie Danny Rick. Like it goes on, dude. Like
those were the days, bro. That coincides when that was the last time that was my second bout where I stopped watching F1 after that era.
Like, buddy, you're telling me that you'd have a couple world championships to your name if you would have come into that damn grid? I'll tell you what you would be. You wouldn't be in Formula One if you would have came in during those times, because you could not hang with any of those guys. You probably couldn't hang with the guys that were pretty bad. Not as a rookie. No way, dude. No way. So I think George Russell has this sense of entitlement that I don't know where it comes from.
And character and that kind of character is a lot more tolerated these days versus 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was no room for that, bro.
They just boot you from the team.
No room for that.
Who was the driver? Who was the driver that he ended up spinning out along with like 5 other people in a wet race? And
Red
he went
Bull,
back to the
Red Bull guy.
He went back to the team principal at the time, and the team principal was like, "How did you not make the corner?" And he goes, "Fuck you! No one made the corner." And then he never raced again in F1.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Klein. I think
that may be correct. I forget who it was, but I remember seeing the clip, and he never raced again. That was it. That was his last race. They're like, "We're not going to tolerate you fucking telling the team principal to fuck off."
Guys, Montoya and Felipe Massa, both in their rightful and justified positions, made certain claims, right? Massa still, I don't know if he's still appealing. He's in that process.
He's still appealing.
It's still in there. Yeah, it's still going to court.
The amount of hate these guys got from the public and from within Formula One, like from within the teams. I mean, I really don't get who tolerates George Russell? Like who
That's
who
what I'm
is okay
saying,
with
man.
this man?
Like, I'm sorry
here's the
that
thing.
you had to wait to get to Mercedes. I'm sorry that you had to wait for Lewis to leave to be the number 1 driver. I'm sorry that Toto signed a 19-year-old, 6'7" looking ass Italian kid who just came in 2 years later and started manhandling you. I am so sorry, George Russell, but the point is this.
This is going to make such a good reel.
You are not entitled to anything, good sir. You have to earn it.
Here's the thing. No one in F1 is entitled to anything.
Nothing.
No. So not it is weird.
It is 7-time world champion.
Not even Fernando Alonso, bro.
Correct.
Not even Lewis Hamilton. Nobody.
Nobody's entitled
That's
to anything.
That's why we hate so much on Lewis. If you're watching this,
hey, listen, I kind of want to get into that too. Not that I'm like going to throw hate at it, because there's a strategy that exists there, but I also relate it to like the things Max Verstappen does, which we can talk about. But yeah, the George Russell thing, it to me, it's disappointing when you hear the excuses and you hear the entitlement, where what you want is to put your fucking head down and race. If you want it, go and get it. You have the opportunity. You're in the same fucking car. You can go and get it.
Yeah.
So stop making fucking excuses for shit.
You know what Russell I want to see? I want to see the Russell from Montreal last year. I want to see the Russell from Singapore last year. Like, that's what I want to see, because, yes, we can hate on him all we want, but we can't deny that he is an elite driver.
He's really good.
And on this grid, he is considered elite.
This is why I keep picking him to win, and he hasn't won, is because I go, he'll get back to Russell form, because when he's good, he's really good, but he just hasn't gotten there. He just hasn't gotten there in the last few races at all.
And like I said earlier, I think this is a championship, and I know that we're in the 5th race of the season, but I think this is a championship-defining weekend for George Russell. He's going to a track where he's gotten back-to-back poles, has had 2 podiums, 1 victory, fending off a driver like Max Verstappen last year. So, I mean, if he gets handled by Kimi again, I think that's where Toto is gonna have to seriously consider backing one driver, because I'm sorry, we saw it in Miami. McLaren's they're getting their mojo back. We're gonna go to a couple of tracks coming up where Ferrari could be pretty strong.
Agreed.
And they're gonna start taking away points from each other. So
Yep.
if Kimi shows up again in Montreal, Toto has a tough decision to make, in my opinion.
I feel like, I don't know why, and this is not based on anything, even in terms of rumors. This is just my own intuition. I just have this feeling that, like, in Toto's head, he's looking for justifiable reasons to exit Russell to get somebody else on that team to augment what Kimi Antonelli has already done. I feel like that's why conversations existed last year with Max Verstappen, which, regardless of what they want to say, oh, we just happened to be in the same place at the same time. You motherfuckers were having conversations about what it would be like for Max Verstappen to be at Mercedes. And I'm not saying that that's still a reality, but I think what it tells you is that Toto Wolff is always thinking as far as, like, how do I put Mercedes collectively in the best position to win? And if George Russell isn't getting the results, he's going to look for that exit, because people want to race at Mercedes. Period. Just like people want to race at Red Bull. Just like people want to race at Ferrari. They want to be in the top teams, right?
Yeah.
And there's great talent out there. There's talent. There's great talent currently on the grid, and there's a bunch of F2 drivers and reserve drivers that are incredibly talented that could I don't want to say easily replace Russell, but may have the tools in the tool belt, may just need some of the experience, but that could help Mercedes win a constructors and win a drivers. And I don't know that Toto Wolff I don't know that he is all in on Russell to be the person to do that. It just seems like he's not, just based on just context wise. It just doesn't seem like he is.
I'll put it to you simply. If Toto Wolff was full in on George Russell, he wouldn't have given him a 1-year contract with a potential to a 1-year extension. That is not the type of contract you give a driver that you're fully backing. You give them a contract like the one McLaren gave Lando and Oscar. Lando's contract isn't up till the end of next season.
Aren't they both locked in pretty well?
They're both very locked in.
Although I keep hearing Piastri's name as far as one of those people that could migrate.
I mean, so do I, but I mean, then again, a name like Oscar Piastri, I mean, what team wouldn't want him?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think
it's different when you have a guy like Lando who's been pretty clear about, I want to finish my career in McLaren.
He's been so loyal from day one.
From the beginning.
Yep.
From day one.
And
Oscar Piastri is not loyal because we saw what happened at Alpine before he went to McLaren.
Dude, that is easily my favorite, like, F1 lore moment of all time.
Yeah,
it was great. It's still talked about all the time.
It was Otmer's fault for sure. It was very poorly handled, and
very poorly handled.
That just leads me to a little small section that I want to throw in this episode, which is top 3 Canada races and top 3 Canada highlights. So I want to talk about 2007 being Lewis' first win. That same year, you remember Kubica's crash.
Oh, yeah.
The car was totaled and he was pretty much unharmed. Next year, Kubica comes along, does like something, I don't remember if it was that was like the messy start, or it was a crazy race. Like, Canada's brought a lot of crazy races.
Yeah, it has for sure.
And he won that race. He won Canada in 2008, same year that my guy won the championship. And then in 2011, I don't know if you guys remember, or have you gone back to it? That was the race that it was raining, like you couldn't see 2 inches in front of the car for like 2 hours. Then they finally let him go, and it like stopped for a little bit. And then rain came pouring down. Jensen started up front, took 5 pit stops, and still won the race.
Oh yeah, it's the longest F1 race in history, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. That is the longest F1 race in history. And I want to give an asterisk to last year's race. It was a pretty good race.
I loved it.
But there was a McLaren takeout.
There was a McLaren takeout.
Lando had a little oopsie.
Now I want to go for the complimentary portion of the highlights. I want to do Canada's top 3 highlights. Number 1 is quite my favorite, maple syrup.
Amen,
Drink it
dude.
every day, boys.
Chugging that?
Oh yeah,
dude, I love maple syrup. God, pure maple syrup.
I mean,
is the
so
best
do
thing
I.
ever.
So do I. But,
highlight number 2: sustained socialism in modern era. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. And then we have...
Well, we just lost our Canadian audience.
And then we have number 3, which is arguably the creation of arguably one of the most harmful food components, food constituents, and cooking-based and formulas that are used for mostly mass-produced food components that are consumed by Americans, which is canola oil. Here's a fun fact for you. Canola oil is derived from grapeseed oil, which was a structured formula from the original rapeseed oil. Rapeseed oil was developed in World War II as a lubricant for steamed Navy ships and steam-based aircrafts. So the U.S. government commissions Canada. They pretty much demanded them to produce an atrocious amount of rapeseed oil, and which was very quickly phased out given their evolution to diesel engines. So Canadians had nothing to do with a whole lot of investment and very little resources to bring into commerce with the United States. So what they do is they go into a lab of the 70s and they developed the canola oil, which stands for Canadian Oil Low Acid Canola, as a high omega-6, extremely high omega-6 content that is made with, I forgot the exact component. I think there's hexane in there, which is literally gasoline.
Is that poison? Yeah.
One of the most heaviest GMO based products, and it transformed the industrial food world in all of America, and is the reason why a lot of people suffer from many diseases, hyperaccelerations of cancers, seed oils, and such. So thank you, Canada, for developing the canola oil. Obviously, Americans have widely adopted it for obvious reasons. But that is a massive highlight with Canada. So we got 3 race highlights and 3 nationwide highlights.
What's interesting about that is like Canada is so clean eating, but they're like, we'll poison the fuck out of you, America. Like we're gonna eat clean, but you can eat this garbage.
I mean, I'm just grateful to Canada for giving us Nicholas Latifi. Honestly, I think that's like the greatest thing. The GOAT, man.
How about Lance Stroll, homie?
You mean Senna regen?
Can we segue into Max Verstappen in the 24 hours?
We definitely should.
I don't want to talk about it.
Obviously very frustrating in the fact that they what did they break in the car? But he was in first, right? When the car broke, or the team was in first?
I think it was some stick. That's all I know. Like, I don't remember what though.
I know they ended up dropping to like P36 or something.
Oh no, dude! They came
spent
out
so much time in the garage, but
they came out in the last 3 laps.
He looked so menacing. When you see that Mercedes sneak up on the Lamborghini, and you're like, "Oh no!" And did you imagine? The one guy where he got past and the driver just goes duh, 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 duh.
Yeah, I love that.
As he's getting past
he should definitely put that on a fucking speaker on top of the car, just
enable it when he passes
and just haunt him by just turning left and right so he could hear it on both sides. Dun, 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 dun.
It would be so funny.
So good. I did read the news how he was so pissed. He was he wanted to fight everybody. I don't know if there's straight comments from Juncadella.
The context of which I received is because he started the race and he said that he feels that he shouldn't start the races because he wants to go into hyper attack mode. But he was like, I have to slow down and realize it's 24 hours. There's so much time for us to develop our tactics and strategies. He's like, I just want to go out there and just buzzsaw everybody. So he admitted that, and I know one of the press conferences was like, I need to no pun intended, throttle back a little bit and not go into hyper attack mode when you're at the first part of a 24-hour race. But it's very encouraging to see, his ability translate very naturally into long stint races, which is very cool to watch. Now, what I wanted to say, and my point to all this is like you get a 3-week break, right? They've got 3 weeks off, and what is Max Verstappen doing? He's going racing, whether it's on the sim or where he's preparing for Nuremberg. Like he's going racing. What other drivers are going racing? There's so many
which
drivers.
One of you was the one that reposted a reel or made a reel? Like Lando Norris during the break, and then there's Lance Stroll biking or whatever you did.
I think I shared one.
And then
you
shared it. Yeah. And then there's Max just overtaking everybody. Yeah.
Now this is that difference because other drivers will shit on Max Verstappen, but when you have a guy that is so committed to racing as a whole, that's why he's the best. That's why he's the fucking GOAT.
100%.
Like, I'm sorry, you can complain all you want, but if you aren't putting that same time, attention, and effort into it, that's what you get. You get the guy that's doing the 10,000 hours.
And he just had a kid, for Christ's sake. He could be with his kid at home.
He just had a little girl, man. Like,
and he's just going out racing like a banshee. So when I hear the likes of like Russell complaining or I hear Lewis Hamilton complaining, I heard Lewis Hamilton his declined using the sim for Canada because he said it threw him off in the Miami Grand Prix, so he's just kind of going in there naturally. But like Lewis Hamilton's never liked the sim. He's been very open about that. So it's like, hey, if you don't want to use all the tools at your disposal to get better, to sharpen your skills, that's what you get, buddy. You're gonna be the P7, P6 guy. Like that's just what you're gonna get.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay.
Of course
okay
you are,
too.
Alex.
I mean, you are a Ferrari fan, but I know you're not a Lewis fan. So
I'm a Laker fan, and I haven't watched a single game since LeBron joined the team.
Really? For real?
Single game. I watched every single freaking game from 98 until 2018. That is an exaggeration. From 28 to like 2016, and then I was on and off in those horrendous years after Kobe retired and then died. Kobe died because LeBron joined the Lakers. I don't want to talk about it.
Alex, I got to give it to you, man. That's some 50 Cent level hating there. Like, I'm not hating to my fullest potential. Clearly.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Don't even get me started.
I on Max at the Nürburgring, I saw this reel recently. It's this creator from Spain. He does like storytelling. And he was talking about how most drivers would be terrified of the Nürburgring given its nickname, the Green Hell. But what people seem to forget is Max is literally the devil.
It's a great way of putting it.
And dude, when I heard it and with the damn sound that they used on the reel, I got chills, dude, because listen, Max Verstappen, whatever he ends up doing after this season, it's funny because he's given the new regulations a lot of crap, whether it's warranted or not. He's given them a lot of crap, and I've gained this very much newfound respect for him.
Oh yeah.
And I think motorsports in general, not just Formula One, motorsports in general is better off having a guy like Max Verstappen. And if I was Formula One management, I'd be shitting my pants right now because Max Verstappen just lost his first ever 24-hour race, and it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah. And by the way, it's the first time the crowd sold out in its history.
At the Nürburgring. I know, it's insane.
So
who am I to say that Max won't just go the straight up endurance route next year? Are you telling me Ford Racing wouldn't want Max racing at Le Mans for them? Are you kidding me?
Ford Racing already said they want him to race more series. Like that's already been out there. It's very public. Yeah.
And even Logan Sargent said it. Like, if Max Verstappen joins the Endurance Championship, he will spank everyone silly.
It's wild. It's wild to watch.
Just look at Kimi's trajectory. Dude wasn't getting respect, and he's like, I'm a little bored. I'm gonna go racing rally and win everything, and then I will come back and I will be in the top 5. It's okay, and it's Kimi. Bro, like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Like look at Max. I mean, this is the craziest pedigree that you'll see for a long time.
For a long time. I totally agree. And that's, again, I just go back to the idea that like you have drivers that are great that are committed, but they're not committed to the same level. They don't have that extra gear, no pun intended. They just don't have it in them. And he's got it. The guy just lives and breathes racing, And you see it in the talent, you see it in the results, you see it in, he's just a tactician. Like, even watching the highlights of Nürburgring, like, you see him, you put moves on people where, like, even the announcers, which by the way, I love the casual nature of the broadcasters on 24-hour endurance races. I love that it's not this huge, like, frosty fanfare, and it's not animated. It's like these guys are like very real, and they're talking about real things, and it's so cool to hear them. You can tell, even though you can't see them, that they're on the edge of their seats when he goes to pass somebody, like just a crazy overtake, and they're all like, oh, and then he makes the move, and they're all like, what just happened? Like, how do you do that? It's just, dude, it's such a different thing, and it's marvelous to see. And JW, I agree with you. So much would be lost. I know we've said this before. So much would be lost, Max Verstappen not being in F1. But you know what? I wouldn't blame him if he left. Like, I wouldn't blame
I
him
don't
at
think
all. I don't want to
anyone
see it, but
can.
I wouldn't blame him. But interestingly enough, on the flip side of it, have you seen all the comments from Juan Pablo Montoya? Like, he has something out for Max Verstappen. I don't know why, but he dogs him every single opportunity he gets. And I'm like, is it a jealousy thing? I'm like, where does that come from?
It's funny because if you go back a year, Montoya, the only thing Montoya had for Max was praise. And
well, he flipped that really quick.
And it kind of goes to show how fickle the sport is in general, not just its fan base, but also the people within it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, anyways.
Anyways, the last thing I want to transition to before we go into predictions will go very quickly, is, and this happened just recently, and it's very public at this point, but I've said before that, I really felt strongly that Ocon was in the hot seat and under a lot of pressure at Haas.
Oh boy.
He's definitely more in the hot seat because Komatsu came out and said, it ain't working. It's not working, and now they're even there's talks that, like, there's a good chance that Ocon's not going to finish the season with Haas. And I'm not saying Ocon's not a good enough driver to go somewhere else. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm saying whatever's going on at Haas is not working out, and he's definitely in the hot seat. He's feeling the pressure, and I feel like the team is feeling the pressure to get a driver in there that can help push Bierman and then push each other. And right now, the realism is that it's just not Ocon.
I am going to make one very quick observation that I'm not sure everyone caught onto over this break. But as you all know, Haas is a Ferrari customer team. And over the break, Rafael Camara, which is a Ferrari Driver Academy driver, he races in F2 at the moment, tested an F1 car for the first time at the Hungaroring. So where am I going with this? Haas has so many options to throw into that Ocon seat, because they can literally go to the Ferrari Driver Academy and be like,
and grab a driver.
And whenever he's ready to go to Ferrari and you want him, we'll give him to you, and then we'll take another one. It's kind of the whole idea of V-Carb and Red Bull. It's the same thing, but not officially, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think
it's Williams and Mercedes. It's the same kind of thing.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think Ocon is very much in the hot seat. Would I be surprised if he didn't finish the season? Yes, but at the same time,
I would too.
I wouldn't be. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, but I also would be, like, it depends on when it happens, I think. If it were to happen in the next few races, I'd be a bit shocked.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a summer break assessment type of thing. Like, where's his results up to that point, the comparisons between Bierman, any sort of updates that are going to go on with the car, him interfacing with the team, both from here's what I need, an engineering perspective, and here's what I'm comfortable with. Because I think Ocon's thoughts are, you haven't delivered me the car that I told you I can win in. But the reality is you've got Bierman who's doing great things in the car. And it's like, again, there's always the comparison against the teammate. It'd be different if they were both struggling and they were both, P12, P13, consistently trading on and off. But that hasn't been the reality. It hasn't been the case.
Agreed. And I think you got to take it in the context of the team that he's on. Ocon is one of the more senior drivers on the grid. He's been around for a hot minute. And I mean, he's never been in a car that could really deliver wins. Yes, he did win in Hungary with Alpine.
A race win, correct.
He has a race win. He has a couple of podiums, a couple of very impressive podiums at that. But at the same time, you need to just put it in the context of the team that he's on. Haas, in my opinion, has been one of the better teams this season. It's not something I believed would have happened coming into the season. However, that car's not going to win any races this season. It does have potential to be consistently in the points.
Yeah,
something that Ocon has not delivered on.
And do they, and JW, you probably know better than I, but I don't believe they brought any updates to Miami, but do they have updates coming for Montreal?
I think they have updates coming in the European round. So whether they're going to bring, listen, in my personal opinion, I don't think bringing updates to Monaco is a great idea. It's not a track that you bring upgrades to.
Correct.
Barcelona on the other hand, that's a great track to bring upgrades to. So I wouldn't be surprised if most teams, if not all of them, bring upgrades to Barcelona. I know for sure McLaren is, and I believe Red Bull is as well. But on the Haas regard, no. To my knowledge, you're not bringing upgrades to Montreal. I could be very wrong, though.
I feel like not doing that in Miami and not doing that in Canada, given the opportunities, is a bit of a mistake, just given the fact that like Haas did have some good momentum coming into, the first few races, saw sparks of like really good stuff. And we even decided, all of us, the three of us collectively said like, hey, Haas has got the potential to be the best of the rest, but now it's looking like Alpine. And then you're seeing both Williams that are sneaking up there, that heavy bitch that they're driving, that Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz in the last race. They've done, fat bottom girl that they're just whipping around the track, and it's like, okay, so they're looking decent. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's too early to tell, but I will say this: Ocon needs to show that he's valuable to the team. Like he has to show it this year.
And by the way, I don't know if from the beginning I was as excited as you guys with Haas being the best of the rest. I always had my faith in Alpine. I might still be wrong. I just think, dude,
I don't know, man. Alpine's looking pretty freaking. If not for that Gasly DNF, I mean, the points that they would have roped in last race would have been a lot. I mean, it's
Colapinto's showing up, bro.
And I think he's having a moment, man. I really hope he can. I really hope he keeps it going.
Because Gasly will sustain. Gasly's he's going to be up there. Colapinto just needs to be on that level or close to, and Alpine's they're going to be the dogs in the fight, which is going to be so fun to watch. It has been fun to watch. Like, I wish Gasly would not have DNF'd, and it obviously not his fault, but I'm like, man, it would have been so cool to see both those Alpines just firing. And that last race would have been so cool to see.
Agreed.
An extra 7 points.
Yeah, that's so meaningful. Like that's a chunk for a team like that.
Dude, those are millions.
Oh yeah,
those points are millions of dollars, man.
Difference. Yep.
All right, boys, let's get to predictions.
Boys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through each team, and we're going to go down, and we're going to predict which driver is going to beat out their teammate for the Canadian Grand Prix. Are you boys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, now we're going to start in the obvious, start with the obvious teams and work our way down. We've talked a lot about Russell and Antonelli, so we'll start with Mercedes. Canadian Grand Prix. Who do we predict is going to be the best driver in that race? And JW, I'll start with you.
I'm going against my gut here. I think George is gonna pull it out this weekend.
I think we can all agree. We all say George.
Yeah.
Nope.
However, I do want to make an observation. I don't know if you guys realize this. It's another sprint weekend.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're talking about race. We're strictly focusing on race.
All good. Cool.
Since it's a standard
feature race.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
My prediction is actually Antonelli, and I think he's carrying so much momentum, and trust me, I struggle with this one, JW, for the same reasons in terms of like Russell being very comfortable and doing really well on the in the Canadian Grand Prix in years past.
Yeah.
But I think Antonelli has been shown such good aggression, and that is a very aggressive driving track that I'm putting Antonelli ahead of Russell
for those same reasons, and for your introduction, right? Like your counter, right? I guess. And for the sake of the season, I truly want George to not let Kimi take this one. It's however we all want George to fail. I think it's going to be way better for the entertainment and the season.
Totally.
I believe that it should be George, and I think he's got the pressure, and I think he's got the right track to get back on track. No pun intended. Yeah, let's go.
I agree. I thought that as well with the last three predictions I made of George Russell, and they all three bit me in the ass. So I'm rolling with Antonelli. So we got two Russell and an Antonelli. All right. Next is Ferrari. This may be more of an obvious one, but let's start with you, Alex. Who do you think is going to come on top?
Charles.
Same here.
Yeah, I've got Leclerc, and I don't. that one to me is
I
a
do
kind of a
want to
difficult one to
say,
dispute.
Montreal is a track where Ferrari has not done well at all in the
Yeah,
past
but it's a
few
good track
years.
for Lewis.
It is. I agree.
I just need Charles to do better.
Yeah,
I just need him to do
I think
better.
he will.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
he'll inch out Lewis, and I don't think Lewis's strategy of not using the sim to develop the car for the race is going to pan out any different. I just don't. I don't see the significance in that, other than I feel like he's coming up with everything to kind of like justify how he can get back into winning form or get closer to Leclerc. And I think that's, in his eyes, a reasonable thing to try. Great, you can try it. I just don't think it's going to pan out for him. I think Leclerc's going to edge him out.
Yeah,
agreed.
All right, let's move on to McLaren. This could be a toss-up, especially given last year's debacle and results. What do you guys think, JW? I'll start with you. Who's going to inch out who?
I think mine's easy, Lando. Honestly, Lando has a lot of unfinished business on that track. He had his whoopsie last year. He was this close at winning in 2024. And he's shown that he's gotten to grips with this car to an extent. McLaren's also bringing upgrades to Montreal. So I think Lando's going to edge out Piastri. I don't think it's going to be a massive difference. I think Piastri's going to be close.
Speaking of Lando, did you see him?
Yes, I did.
I didn't see this.
Oh my God.
Oh,
dude.
was he popping?
Yeah, well, we don't know if he's
We
popping
believe he
bellows,
is, but he popped a Sieb. So in honor of that, 77, please sponsor us.
Hell yeah.
Well, to be fair,
But I'm gonna go with Oscar though.
Okay.
I'm going
you.
with Lando Norris. I think Lando Norris, despite the whoopsie, it seems like he has a lot of confidence at that track. He's performed on it pretty well. And I would say, just given the consistency over the last few races and just the form that he's been in, I'm giving the edge to Lando. But I would look at it as like a 51-49. I think it's going to be super close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super close as well. But I do think Lando's going to take it out at the end.
We discussed already, and JW, I believe you confirmed this, is that Red Bull is looking to bring updates to the Canadian Grand Prix. So what do we feel about Max Verstappen versus
We can
Isaac
skip
Hadjar?
this one.
I think we can skip it.
We can skip. Let's just
Yeah. All right, let's
We don't have to
go.
say
We're all
anything.
going with Verstappen on that one. Now let's move on to the next one, which we just talked about. Ooh, Alpine. Gasly with an insane amount of consistency so far this year, minus the DNF, which was not his fault. And they have Colapinto that looks like he's coming into great form. And I look at these drivers as like interchanging and swapping like P6 and P7 consistently.
Gasly.
It just go back and forth. What do you think, J-Dubs?
I got to go with my people, man. I got to go with the Latinos. I'm going Franco. It's a stupid pick. I'm going to regret it come on Sunday. No. I think I am, because Franco's never raced at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and it is a track where experience matters.
Correct. Yep.
So,
I forgot F2 has never raced there before.
But they are
this will
this
be the
year.
first time. And Academy, which is pretty cool. I think that's going to be awesome.
But no, I'm going Colapa.
I like that we have a bit of disparity here, because I'm going Gasly, but this was kind of a tough one for me to pick. I really think it's interchangeable.
I want to pick Colapinto, by the way. I do want to pick Bert, but for the races that you just mentioned, and Gasly not finishing last race, I think he's going to be out for a P5 position.
Be so awesome. That'd be cool. So okay, we got 2 Gaslys and 1 Colapinto. I like it. Yeah. All right, let's move on to Haas. I don't know that this one is as obvious in nature as maybe perhaps it should
Ocon.
be. So, Alex, you say Ocon, J-Dubs?
Same here, honestly. I think he needs it.
He needs it.
That's what I said. I feel like Ocon's going to come out and he's gonna show something that
he's the definition of you're only as good as your last race, and he's been on the hot seat so many times, and he always freaking delivers. It's so annoying.
It is kind of weird.
Annoying
when he kind of hits bottom. He rises pretty quickly. He'll show
and he rises in like a crazy fashion.
It is it is wild, because you see him put in drives where you go, "Who is this?" And you're like, "Is that Ocon?" And you're like, "What?" So I also so 3 Ocons. I thought that one was going to be split a little bit, but. All right, now let's move on to our beloved Williams. Last race, we had Sainz and Albon in 9 and 10, where Alex just raked in a bunch of points. And now they're going to head again in Canada. So who do we think is going to be on top? J-Dubs, I'll start with you. Sainz or Albon?
I don't know why I have a feeling Albon's going to get the best of Sainz this weekend. Mainly And I'm honestly going off of this based on Alex getting the best overtake in the last 5 years at that track.
I have a terrible feeling that you're right, but I can't do this to Carlos.
No, listen, it broke my heart to make that pick. I'm not going to lie to you.
But I'm with you. I'm with you, by the way. I thought about it. I'm with you, but I'm going to pick Carlos.
I'm picking Carlos because of his ability to manage tires. He's a very precision-based driver, and I think that's what you need in Canada. I also think, and this is just another thing, I think Carlos Sainz wants to get back, desperately get back to a top team, and he's going to show and prove that he's worthy of that. And I think he's already done that to an extent at that team, and he's shown good drives with a very subpar, heavy, bloated car. I think he's going to be in tip-top form in the Canadian Grand Prix, and I think it's going to edge to Carlos Sainz. That's just my take. All right, let's go to Racing Bulls, Arvid Lindblad and Liam Lawson. I'm hoping this one is going to be a little bit shaken up between the three of us, but I don't know that it will. Alex, I'll start with you. What do you think?
This is probably one of the most tough. I think this is the only tough one for me, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, this is the only. All the other ones are pretty clear to me. I'm gonna go with Arvid just out of gut feeling. But
you just think Liam Lawson's due for a screw up since he's had like a pretty good rope of good results?
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Liam had a pretty big screw up in Miami.
Oh, that's true.
That was a pretty big screw. That was a pretty big. That was a pretty good big whoopsies.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick with Arvid.
Okay. I like it. I'm gonna go Lawson though.
I'm going Lawson. I think Lawson's just showing some stuff that has me tickled for him, and I don't want to be tickled for him. I don't hate on Lawson, but I'm not a Lawson fan. I'm more of a Lindblad fan for sure, but I think Lawson's I think he's going to edge this one. I really do.
So
and
do
actually, I really don't even think it'll be that close. I think he'll handle Lindblad in this one, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. Now here's one that could be interesting. What do we think about Audi? And AB, I'll start with you. Bortoleto versus Hulkenberg.
I think Hulk is due for a P10.
Same here.
And he knows this track.
Yep.
Oh boy, does he know his track.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm giving it to Hulk. I have to. And part of that is like a gut intuition thing. I just feel that he's going to have a much, I don't want to say much better race than, but I think over the course of the weekend, he's going to look better through practice.
I think it's going to be like a P10, P12 kind of thing.
Which I think would be a great result for Audi at this point and a great result for Hulkenberg for sure.
Mine's based strictly on experience. This is one of the more obvious tracks on the calendar where experience really pays off.
Yep.
So I'm going Hulk.
Yep. All right, so all three of us for the Hulk man. Now, the last two are probably going to be pretty easy. Let's start with the Aston Martin. This is Lance Stroll's home race, but he's going up against the likes of Fernando Alonso, who has outqualified and beat him very consistently.
84-0, is that it?
It's good. I feel like it's a lot to a little. I feel like there is no home field advantage here whatsoever. I will just come out and say I pick Alonso. I assume
Fernando
will pick. Okay. Yeah.
Fernando.
Alonso for sure. All right, and that will end it with Cadillac. And I feel like there's going to be an obvious choice here as well. So we've got Valtteri Bottas and we have Sergio Perez.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's that obvious, to be honest.
Yeah, and also, boys, I saw this post yesterday, Bottas talking about what that car really struggles with. It struggles with a lot of high-speed corners and low-speed corners. It's really good in the mid-speed. This track has a lot of mid-speed to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cadillac was, I'm not going to say in the points because I don't think that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was fringe even. However,
that'd be crazy, but which driver is going to be fringe? Because I don't think it's going to be both of them.
I think it's going to be Checo.
AB,
I think it's going to be Checo.
It has to be Checo, but I want to pick Bottas. I
I mean, listen, this is arguably the most likable.
Bottas. Do it. Bottas.
Okay, I'm going with Perez. I think Perez has, despite him being in a Cadillac, and I know we haven't got to see a lot of Cadillac, but if you go to driver onboards or you look at some of the, he's looked good in a very subpar car.
So we have to change our structure because we don't have any 30-point questions in this mode. We will work on this for the next race. I just feel that this one was a little bit of a alternative. So we each get to pick if there would be a DNF or not. If we say nobody DNFs and nobody DNFs, you get 3 point, which that is the more obvious and the more probable one. Now, if you pick who does not, if you pick a DNF, right? A DNF, you get 0 points on the 3 point standing, but you get 30 points if you actually guess who DNFs. And my guess is Checo Perez.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you both have multiple. Are you talking about in Cadillac or just in general?
The whole race. If
Oh my
you
God.
say nobody DNFs and nobody DNFs, you get 3 points.
Probability wise, I feel like no DNFs would be wild to me.
No.
Yeah,
No. You're not guessing it. You're not losing point. You're not guessing anybody versus guessing exactly 1 out of 22 who DNFs.
Okay, so if you go with
odds.
there's going to be a DNF, you
Yeah.
choose the driver of which DNF.
I chose Checo Perez as the DNF driver.
Okay,
And there could be multiple. There could be multiple.
Yeah. What do you
By
think?
the way,
All right. I'll play. I'll play, Alex. I do think there's going to be a DNF,
okay.
and I think it's honestly, I think it's going to be Lindblad.
This is
I think it's going to be the rookie.
Oh, whoa! DNF for,
What?
is that just for
He's
not
never
ever
raced. He's
there?
never raced there
Yeah.
before. And
Yeah.
dude, that wall of champions. I actually I was going to bring this up in a little bit, but
Yeah. 99.
that wall of champions is getting touched this weekend.
99, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with there's a DNF. Mine is solely based on a desire, not on any sort of fact.
Stroll.
But I feel Lance Stroll is gonna DNF at his home track.
Oh, dude. That's actually a really good guess.
I think he will DNF. It's adding
He's
insult to injury.
He's DNF'd in every single race.
Like I truly feel that Lance Stroll is gonna
Has
DNF
he
in
finished a
front of his
race?
home.
Has he finished a
He's
race?
both finished in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I truly feel
we won't veto it because he finished 1 race. But had he not finished any of the 3 previous, then you're just guessing the car just still sucks. At this point, guys, if Aston Martin doesn't finish the race, just call it quits. Pick it up and
All right, boys. For
Call
the
it a
fun
season.
of it, no points. I just want to hear it. Obviously, I just mentioned
who's
it.
gonna win?
No, Montreal has the wall of champions, which someone always hits. Who do we think is going to hit that wall this weekend? I'm not saying who's going to crash out. Who's going to hit that wall?
Lando Norris. No, I'm just kidding.
that would actually be
That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious.
Wall of
Yeah.
champions, literally.
Oh man, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. If I had to guess, I'm gonna go with Hajar.
Oh, poor Hajar.
Oh,
I think
that's
he's due for a good
great
performance.
pick, though. That's
Nah.
a great pick.
I think he's due for a good performance.
I think Lewis is going to hit it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah,
a lot.
I think Lewis is going to hit it.
I like that a lot.
Oh, how bad
Yeah.
would that suck? I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna use
Yeah.
the sim to my advantage, and he ends up smacking a
yep.
wall.
Yep. That's exactly why I think it's going to happen.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Oh man. Okay, cool. I like that for no points, and that will just be for like hilarious bragging rights if any one of us gets it right.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, boys. There's nothing else to talk about. I'm excited about these predictions. Yeah, we did change it up and we went driver head to head, which I think is a cool departure from what we've done before. Is kind of cool,
For
especially
sure.
because we're multiple races in, right? Like I think this is a good time for us, especially coming back into F1 after being off for a couple weeks. I think it's cool to do a driver head to head, especially because updates have happened. Some drivers are really kind of settling in. There's been a bit more consistency. We know a little bit more. I think this is kind of a fun one to do. So excited about the race. We're back, baby. We're back this week in Canada. I cannot wait to watch it. It should be, no matter what, it should be fun to watch. It's always, Montreal is it's one of the best tracks of the year by far. Like it's so fun to watch. And if the weather remains as it appears to be at JW's background, we're going to have one heck of a race. But if it rains too, that'll be fun as well.
I'd be very happy with a wet race and see someone like we saw 2 years ago and seeing Kevin Magnussen and Hulkenberg just rip through the field.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be
be
awesome.
wild. Just change it up big time. All right, boys, that's it. That will conclude our predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix. And of course, we'll be back at everybody next week with our race review. We'll go through the points. So subscribe on YouTube. You can listen to us on podcast platforms. And until next time, enjoy the race. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace, gentlemen.